Look, I'm not going to bore you with some kind of intro that ties into the subject matter this time. I'm just gonna cut straight to the chase. I'm making this video because I think more people should be watching the Netflix series Dark. But what is Dark? Dark is a German series that starts with a small town trying to solve the mystery of several missing children. And that is all I'm going to tell you about the plot of this show, because it's best going into this one blind. It's a mystery show with a science fiction twist, and not knowing what that twist was really made the experience a lot better for me. I originally watched season 1 of this show about a year ago when it first came out, but I never made a video on it. And now that I'm finally watching season 2, which has actually been out for a while now, I'm just really bad at keeping up with TV, I wanted to use it as an excuse to talk about the show. Without spoiling the twist at the beginning, I can tell you that Dark is a really good show on basically every level. It definitely shines on a technical level. The way it's shot and lit is very cinematic and moody. And despite the show probably having a small budget, it makes the show feel a lot bigger than it actually is. And the show is even further enhanced by the show's soundtrack, which is fantastic. It also has a beautiful opening title sequence that I actually enjoy watching and that I rarely skip. The acting in the show is really good, the casting is spot on, and the story and characters of the show are really well written. It's a show that constantly keeps you on your toes about what's coming next. And this is all that I can really say about the show without talking about what the show is really about. So if you want to go into this show blind, you've got 3 seconds until I spoil the twist for you. 3, 2, 1. Dark is actually about time travel. Time travel is infamously hard to do and very easy to fuck up, but this show does it well. Part of the reason why that is that everything that happens in the story is told from the perspective of people who don't know what's going on. So everything about how time travel works, what's going on in their town, and how it all ties together is a mystery that has to be unraveled. And it is one very well written mystery. Every time the show gives you an answer to a question, the answer reveals even more questions. The show never tells you the entire truth of what's going on. There are people in the story that know exactly what's going on, but the story is never told from their perspective, so they're as much of a mystery as everything else in the show. A lesser show would have had the main characters be people who know everything and had this be some sort of corny time-traveling epic, but presenting it as a mystery not only makes what's going on more interesting, it can also slowly explore interesting concepts related to time. Everything about the time travel in Dark is about cycles. The past influences the future, and the future influences the past in a way where the two are inevitable and unchangeable. You cannot change one without destroying an aspect of the other. In this show, time is characterized as God. It is all-seeing, all-knowing, and it controls your every move. And characterizing time this way leads to some very thought-provoking themes. Mainly, that the destiny and ultimate destruction of the human race is inevitable, but also on a smaller scale, it turns the show into one about coming to terms with your future while dealing with how that future is dictated by your past. Some characters try to come to terms with the future by changing it, but how can you change your future when you don't know what causes that future? What if your efforts are exactly what causes the future you're trying to prevent? What if any effort at all is pointless and the past and the future are completely unchangeable no matter what you do? In that case, is there any way at all to change the outcome of events? It is a show that ultimately calls into question human free will. It's the best kind of science fiction show because it's not only written to be entertaining, but also written to be thought-provoking. There is so much more I could talk about with Dark, like how the mystery of the time travel is thematically and literally linked to the secrets characters keep from each other, or how the show presents time travel in a grounded way that never seems silly or breaks the dark tone of the show, or how Pleasure to Kill by creator is an integral plot point in the show. And if that alone is not enough to get you to watch this show, then I'm sorry, but you are just not metal enough to ride with me. It's a show with a really complicated plot dealing with really complicated subject matter, and it handles all of it really well. I am continually impressed with the writing of this show, and I beg you guys to check this out, because it deserves a lot more attention than what it's currently getting. I don't want this show to go under people's radar just because it's presented in a foreign language. If that bothers you that much, just read subtitles, or hell, Netflix even gives you an English dub, so watch that. However you choose to watch it, it is a great show, and if you like well-written science fiction, or well-written shows in general, I highly recommend this. I'm Randall the Vandal, and thank you for watching.